The Oklahoma Sooners are going to need a big-time performance from the offense when they take on the South Carolina Gamecocks.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to Locked On Sooners, and thank you for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. I'm John Williams of Sooners Wire and USA Today Sports. He's Jay Smith of Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel for more Oklahoma Sooners and college football coverage. On today's show, we're going to get into Friday Fan Feels. It's your favorite segment of the week where you get to air your thoughts, your concerns, and maybe some of your positive vibes about the Oklahoma Sooners heading into the game.
No positive vibes.
Oh, no, there are some positive vibes, Jay. We're not.
What?
It's not completely down the river without a paddle in Sooner Nation. It's, we're not, in water this deep, still going to sink. We're a disgrace. Yeah, they call us rabbit. This is a turtle race. Sorry. 8 Mile coming at you. Well, no, we'll get into our predictions, keys to the game for Oklahoma versus South Carolina, but let's talk through the latest availability report, Jay, as it looks like a key player in Keontez Lewis is unlikely to play this week. Jovantae Barnes also looks unlikely to play. We didn't see Jovantae Barnes last week. We did see a lot of Keontez Lewis. Where do we go from here, Jay? Because Keontez was a key member of the offense. Now it looks like he's not going to be available.
You go to Javonnie Gibson, and you also mix in some Zion Kearney on top of that. Yeah, so the availability report, as y'all see here on the screen, we're starting to see some more, some more light at the end of the tunnel, I guess you could say. You get Logan Howland sitting here is kind of the one that kind of gets me. I'm hoping he gets upgraded to questionable or even closer to probable because, it gives you a veteran, offensive lineman there just in case. And he's actually was doing really good this season in run block as well as in the pass blocking. So I would like for him to be back, but I don't know. I think the biggest one here is going to be that, like you said, Keontez Lewis and Jovantae Barnes. Like Jovantae Barnes hurt himself in warmups against Texas, which kind of sucks. And now he's for real. Like I think that hammy is a lot worse off than we think. So when you really look at this report, I'm not as concerned. The good thing is that the majority of the line's good. The biggest one is that Derek Simmons is not on this list. He wasn't on the first one. We talked about that. You talked about that on a bonus episode for everybody. But for the uninitiated, that's the one that got your boy excited is that Derek Simmons, he may be hobbling, but it looks like he's not even probable. He's good to go completely for this game. So that should shore up the entire offensive line and make us feel a lot more comfortable going forward.
Yeah, having your offensive line all together, having your quarterback back there for a full week of practice, it's important. It'd be nice to have Keontez Lewis out there. Maybe this means Javonnie Gibson gets a lot more first-team reps in practice this week to prepare for South Carolina, gets him on a little bit better page with John Mateer and the offense, and just ready to roll even more so. And then if no Jovantae Barnes, that just means Torrey Blaylock. You're getting all those first-team reps that if you weren't already getting them. I'm sure you were getting a majority of them because you're RB1 and the best running back this team has. But this just means you're getting all those pass pro reps that would have likely gone to Jovantae Barnes. Third and long situations, you're getting a lot more opportunities to practice and develop your game on that front. The other positive thing here is that you don't see any key members of the defense injured. And I think that's
zero.
You've made it through 6 games. And yes, you've had a little bit of attrition on the offensive side, but really only like Troy Everett and Logan Howland and Keontez Lewis are like key starters that you're down. But you also kind of feel good about the guys that replace them, at least as good, with Jake Michla and Michael Fasusi at left tackle, and then Javonnie Gibson or Zion Kearney or Ivan Carrion at wide receiver to replace Keontez Lewis. You're still in a far better situation than what you were when you faced South Carolina this time a year ago. You're much healthier, and that should give everybody a little bit more optimism against a team that needed, again, a 3-turnover, 3-touchdown head start against Oklahoma at home last year.
Yeah, pretty surprised that we lucked out with, knock on wood, not really having any injured players on the defensive side
Yeah,
of
it's
the ball, and
crazy.
that's a good plus for us. And we've been needing some sort of good luck. I know some of the guys are sore or hobbling or whatnot, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Now, offensive side, Tory Blaylock, you've already been basically crowned RB1 by Ben Arbuckle as well as Brent Venables. Both of them has basically said in the presser that's who you are. And so the question is going to be who's going to be RB2. Taylor Tatum still dealing with stuff. We don't know what's going on with him. Xavier Robinson had a shoulder stinger in the Texas game. So hopefully X Rob is ready to go. But you're probably going to see Jay Knott. You're probably going to see a combination of Ott as well as with Tory Blaylock, because Ott's already hit his 5 games. Can't redshirt. He's probably going to be playing for the rest of the season. So just prepare yourselves for it. Hopefully he redeems himself in this game. But for me, it's going to be no Barnes, like you said. We just need to figure out the pass protection in the run game. We need somebody to be able to at least hit somebody, bounce off, and then you can go out to the flat and catch a pass. We may need to run more screen passes, and I just need to run back to catch the ball. But overall, this South Carolina interior on the defensive line, we should be able to move them around like furniture. We do a good job in pass pro, but we don't, as Gabe Eichert and everybody has pointed out, we don't get enough force going forward. But I actually saw somebody else. I think it was part of the guys over there at the championship standard or champion standard, another Oklahoma podcast group that does offensive line and trench breakdowns. They're seeing improvements week over week from the line. Now, it's not at the spot level that we want it to be, but as they've broken it down in the film, they're seeing an improvement in the run blocking going forward. Like each week, you've seen some sort of an improvement in which, as I've mentioned before, I've had people tell me like, hey, we've noticed that Oklahoma gets better at run blocking as the game goes on. They just suck at starting. So hopefully at some point, hopefully in this game, on the road, in this hostile environment, the good thing is at 11:45 Central Time, so 12:45 Eastern. It's going to be early in the day. You don't get the lunatics out there at William Bryce like you do at night when they really make things terrifying. We actually start early, John, and that's the question I have. Do you even see them pushing early? Do you see Ben Arbuckle getting super creative early to try to get on the board before really South Carolina has a chance to respond?
I mean, I don't need him to get creative. I just need him to be aggressive. I need John Mateer to see the field better. I need the offensive line to run block well, and I need them to commit to the running game. I've been preaching it all week. To many people's chagrin, they don't like the idea that I'm saying run the ball more, even if we haven't been effective at it.
Yeah,
but you can't get a running game going by only giving Tory Blaylock 2 carries in the first quarter.
You can't.
You can't do it. So just come out, try to establish a physical tone early, not with the RPO game, with the traditional run game. Just run. And hey, even if you're only getting 3 yards a carry, that will wear down that defense so that by the third and fourth quarter, those 3 yards a carry are turned into 4, 5, 6 yards. The more that you do it, play a physical game, go out there and attack, be physical, and set the tone.
That's what's important.
And then go from there.
Yeah, you need to make them feel your presence, and the push is going to be important. So we'll talk about that even more in depth as we break down the game and give our final predictions. But John, as I'm going every day as I've looked at this and really tried to break down the South Carolina game, man, there's no excuse not to cover this spread. Zero. Like, this is the game we should, like, I don't think even South Carolina's got their back against the wall at this point. I think that they're down. They're pretty down because each game has looked worse and worse for them. And we're not in a situation where Texas was, where they were desperate for a true win. Mm-hmm. I feel like South Carolina's a little bit more broken than we think. And even talking to our boy, so Chris Marler yesterday's show is like, they can't catch a break. Mm-hmm. And I don't think this is the one where they catch it. Now, granted, last year they started the season off 3-3 and they went on a 6-game run. And that's when you started. But that also was started because of the ugly situation that happened in the LSU game where they actually should have been 4-2 instead of 3-1. But yeah, coming off that Alabama game on the road and coming to us, I mean, this last game for them against LSU, it did not look good. It didn't look pretty, and it doesn't feel good over there, I know. So luckily for us, the availability report is showing us that we're getting a little bit more healthy as the season progresses. Now we just need them to produce.
Yeah,
That's
go
it.
produce on the offensive side of the ball. Keep doing what you're doing on defense. We'll break down the game. We got keys to the game and our predictions coming up here on Locked On Sooners. It's almost the weekend, time to look back and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. For Oklahoma, David Stone continues to deliver in a big way. He's been phenomenal creating pressure, getting penetration in the run game, and just setting a physical tone from the interior when the pressure's on. David Stone, he plays big with no hesitation, no delay. And if you've been watching week after week, this performance wasn't a fluke. David Stone is on a streak. And just like David Stone delivered for Oklahoma, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays. With DoorDash Streaks, you save every Saturday you order. Stack it up all season, and you could save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period through 11/18. When the opening whistle blows on a new repair, get your crew moving forward with Supply House. Order today and see parts on your doorstep tomorrow. Over 280,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical items from the most trusted brands in the business. Their real-time inventory and honest lead times keep you from punting projects, while their industry-leading customer service always has your blind side covered. Need parts fast for a project? Supply House has next-day delivery, and it's a game changer. The part finder tool and 3D schematics can save you hours on jobs where every detail matters. Join the free Trademaster program today and score serious perks like priority shipping, lower prices, and a dedicated support line. Visit supplyhouse.com to sign up for free and use promo code SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service, supplyhouse.com. Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, Jay, from a big picture perspective, how do you see this game?
To me, the biggest thing is going to be a combination of twofold. One, the trenches are going to be critical. It's going to be about how well we contain those two edges they have. I mean, the main guys, of course, Dylan Stewart, he's a monster of a defensive end that we know that he's one of the players that, the NFL is looking heavy at. I saw that Gabriel Brownlow-Dendy, the Florida kid that's also an Oklahoma legacy, he's on the availability report, so he's been dealing with some things. So he may become some sort of a problem, but it doesn't look like he's going to be that big of an issue. But it's going to be Dylan Stewart. It's going to be your key thing. You've got to, first off, on the offensive side, we cannot, and I'm going to keep emphasizing this, have a tight end try to block him. Now, you may be able to run directly at him because I don't think he's that great at stopping the run like that, but he's going to be a problem at getting to your quarterback. So if anything, you got to make sure that you find a way to get the ball moving constantly, or get Jovantae going, or get rid of the ball quickly. That way, he's not abusing you in pass rush, because he's going to try to, and he's probably going to be successful at a lot of it. To me, Dylan Stewart's going to be critical for the offense to try to stop. Everybody else on the defense, I'm not that concerned about. I'm concerned about stopping that dude. Don't let him go out there and have a career day. If you do that, we're probably going to have a problem.
Yeah, and I feel like they'll be able to do enough to contain him. I think he'll make a play here and there for sure. He's a really good player. I don't think they've got enough around him that Oklahoma has to try to double team somebody else or make sure that the interior is protected and leave a guy like Derek Simmons or Michael Fasusi on an island without any help. I think that they can slide a little bit of help protection towards Dylan Stewart and feel comfortable with the way that they match up elsewhere, especially in pass protection. To me, it's, again, I've been preaching it all week. It's the running game offensively. If you can get the run game established early in this game, it'll really set the tone. LSU currently ranks last in the SEC in rushing yards per game. They ran for 166 yards on South Carolina last week, averaged 5.5 yards per carry.
That's just dumb. That's crazy.
So, you can look at South Carolina's stats and you can be like, oh man, okay, they rank 11th in the SEC in run defense allowed at 147 rushing yards per game. But 280 of those came against Missouri with the great Ahmad Hardy, Bo Prabula, who's a really good running quarterback. But again, LSU has been stinko running the football this year, and they were able to go for 166 with only 34 of those coming from Garrett Nussmeier on one of those was a big scramble, it was 27-yard scramble or something like that. So there is an opportunity to run the football this week if you're committed to running the football. If you just go out there and you give one carry and oh, it didn't work, we better not run the football. That's not how it's going to work. You've got to continue to needle at them and poke at them and just keep working to find an opening. And eventually you're going to, and your running back, Torrey Blaylock in particular, he's going to get some big gains. So just continue to run the football, continue to attack. There might be an opportunity for you to be successful, especially with Jovantae playing. Teams are going to have to be focused on the downfield passing attack. That gives you an opportunity to make some things happen. Defensively, what do you think? Go ahead.
I was going to say, as long as Jovantae also uses his eyes well and actually looks for the open guy on top of trying to look the safeties away from spots, we should be good. And I think that this week of practice and actual preparation in the game plan should help Jovantae, even though he watched the film last week and all of that, actually throwing it and seeing pressure from our defense should help John to feel more comfortable going into this game. Now, from there, though, John, as we talk about the defensive side of the ball, our defense cannot give up the big run. They will break out. Faison as well as Fuller, they're really good at finding a hole and just being gone. We have to tackle. We have to be sound in our tackling. We have to be sound in our gaps. If we do that and we have a good spy that knows how to be physical with Lanorris Sellers, we should be good. Remember, Sellers is he's 6'2", 6'3", 240 pounds. He's 6'3", 240. He's a big boy.
If there's a second coming of Cam Newton, it's Lanorris Sellers.
Could be close. Now, I put it to you this way. The running joke before the NFL changed their numbers around was you can't send a player under the number 40 after Josh Allen because they're not going to get the tackle at all. Corners, little linebackers, safeties, no. He's going to throw you off and go, and he's going to continue to run the play and throw the pass. Sellers is a similar scenario. You can't send your smaller dudes after him unless they're really good at grabbing ankles and wrapping up down on that type of tackle. Because he's going to break tackles. He's that good, John. And so if we collapse the pocket like we did against Texas and don't have somebody ready to stop him from scrambling out of it, he's going to either run the ball for a lot of yards or he's going to be able to get out and throw. He throws better on the go. That has been the strength of his game. He's good, but so you got to keep him in the pocket. Make him be a true pocket passer. Don't even allow him to scramble. If he turns his back to run the opposite way, there needs to be an edge hitting him in his chest. So if that work happens, we should be good. I don't expect us to have a problem with deep passes in this game. I think my biggest fear is going to be stopping the big run. They won't run. They'll probably average 3 yards a carry in the game, but they're going to break out probably one super long run. And that's the thing that's going to be detrimental to us in this game.
South Carolina is last in the SEC in total offense.
Yep.
They're 310 terrible. Yards per game. Behind Auburn, who has 331 yards per game. They're last in the SEC in first downs at 17.7 first downs per game. They're tied for last in points per game at 22.3 points per game. They are third, or they're 14th in the SEC in passing yards per game, and they're second to last in the SEC in rushing yards per game at 115.3. Just
let me add to that for you, John.
3 yards better than LSU, who ran for 166 on them last week.
So you just gave them the SEC numbers. Let me give you the college football numbers. South Carolina is 123rd in yards per game, 100th in passing yards per game, 112th in rushing yards per game, and they're 104th in scoring per game.
Boo-boo.
That tells you everything you need to know. They have regressed dramatically.
Yep.
Things have looked bad. Now, this is the other thing to keep in consideration. This is why I talked about trench work is going to be critical, John. They fired their offensive line coach. What does that mean? That offensive line is probably going to have a career night against us or a career day. Because that's what's going to happen. The guys usually do that. They get motivated. Yeah, they get motivated and they play hard for the new coach.
Yeah.
That's the thing we have to avoid allowing happen. Our interior dudes need to be sound. Stone, Jackson, Dominic, Grayson, Marcus Strong, whoever all needs to play, get in there, hit dudes, and do not let them feel comfortable. You cannot let them have a career game against us. And that's the thing that I fear, because it follows my theory. When a coach is fired, teams always show up for the new interim.
Yeah. Yeah, they rally. I mean, and we saw Texas rally after a disappointing loss to Florida. This past weekend in South Carolina is coming off of a disappointing loss to LSU, also on the road.
Yep.
Now they get to be home. It's going to be a game, and you're going to have some moments in this one where South Carolina is going to make some plays. You, as a defense, you're going to have to continue to play your game and not let the game take you out of your game. The game is the game.
Yep.
Just play your game, play it for 4 quarters, and be the aggressor, be the physical tone setter that you are, especially up front along the defensive line. That's where this game will be turned, is if Oklahoma's defensive line improves from what it did last week, which, again, it wasn't a bad week for them. Just some plays got away from them. If they have a better week this week, it'll go really well. Let's get into our final predictions and Friday fan feelings coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
Guys, you probably heard of Viagra or even Cialis. Maybe you even tried them, but you're looking for something beyond the usual pill? It's time to meet Rougiette Go Long. That's right. That's exactly where Rougiette Go Long comes in. It isn't just another ED pill. It is a total game changer for confidence. So Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula so you can get hard and go the distance. The effects can last up to 36 hours. It's confidence all day, all night, and even into the next day. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? Head to rugiet.com and use promo code LOCKEDONCollege for 15% off your first order. That's rugiet.com, promo code LOCKEDONCollege. Make sure you use our code so they know we sent you. The NFL season is here, and of course, FanDuel has an offer you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets used across the app. Like right now, Oklahoma's still sitting as a 5.5 point favorite in this game over there at FanDuel. So there's an opportunity to, take advantage of the numbers that are in front of you. And of course, I do it because making watching football even more exciting when you got a little something riding on the action. I don't always like betting on my teams, but in this situation, might be worth it. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jay, it's Friday fan field time. Let's get it. First one right here comes from Anthony Reinhardt. He says, I'm not understanding the doom and gloom from OU fans. It sucks to lose to Texas, but we're still 5-1 on the year and look leagues ahead of what we did last year. That's some great naval verbiage right there. Leagues ahead, not just like light years, leagues, 20,000 leagues under the sea. Like, yeah. And I agree with him. We are a much better team than what we were last year.
Yeah. I just, this sunshine pumping and fan hopium stuff. I'm not huffing the hopium. You got to understand, because we are 5-1, that means that we have lost every game, including the Texas game. We are actually 0-6 in the mindset of a lot of these fans, and I totally understand it. Actually, I don't. We are 5-1. This is exactly what the point is. We lost a game. I get that it's how we lost the game. I totally can understand that. But there was a great point made by my guy Cameron over on the Xbird app, and someone asked him if he felt like Brent Venables was kind of, falling off. Was he losing his fastball? He said absolutely not. He's one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinator in the last quarter century, period. And the thing that has failed him has not been his defense. It's the fact that his offense hasn't been able to score. They held them to 94 yards of total offense in the first half. The offense only got 6 points.
Yeah.
That to me is one of the problem in Red River. Every Red River has been the offense, and the defense has done their part up until halftime. And it's kind of feels like they kind of lose the confidence on their side because they're like, we got to do everything. And then you start to see them trying to overcompensate by getting turnovers and forcing fumbles and hopefully making big plays. You start to see hero ball on that side of the ball, and you never need to see that because BV doesn't call it that way. He calls it usually in the right spot to where we can get the stops and get people off the field. You don't need to save it. Right. But sometimes our defense, it feels like to me, John, they feel like they have to. And I'm hoping Jovantae bounces back in this game to where the defense is like, all right, we good. Yeah. We good. We going to get him the ball, and now he can go ball out.
Yeah, an opening drive touchdown would go a long way to restoring some confidence in the team and in the defense.
100%.
If you can go, and we've all seen the stat. I know you've seen it. I had friends at work today showing me the stat that Oklahoma's hasn't scored more than 2 touchdowns in any SEC game yet.
Offensive.
Yeah, 2 offensive
touchdowns.
So here's hoping
we scored 3 against Alabama. So yes.
Right. So here's hoping that we can kind of rewrite that narrative this week. We can get 3 offensive touchdowns. We'll see. But I think Jovantae has a bounce back game. And listen, yes, you're 5-1. You've got a tough schedule ahead of you, but you have every opportunity to go make some noise this season with the defense and an offense that is above average to good. So we'll see. This one, not so positive. South Carolina smoked them last year. Can't say I feel great about it. From the 80s Cat.
Are we really doing this?
Listen, I get it. They lost bad last year, but again, that was a game that was totally different than what we're going to see this year.
John, is this what we're really going to do?
What?
Like we really doing this?
What? I'm sharing the Friday fan feels, man.
I know you are. You're showing the feelings of the fans, and I totally get it. I'm trying to understand better still at this point that are we really doing this when in the year of our Lord 2025 when we know what the problem was last year against South Carolina. South Carolina was actually good last year too.
I think people forgot. I think people are forgetting what was the issue.
Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
I don't expect Jovantae to throw 2 pick sixes and fumble the ball that leads to a touchdown immediately this year round. I don't expect that. I think we'll play more of a veteran type game. This should feel a lot more like the Michigan game with extra points this time around. We should be able to win this game by double digits. We put it this way. We would be an 11.5 point favorite at home in this game. That is what Vegas is telling you. We would be 11.5 point favorites if we were at home. We are 5.5 on the road, and it's actually moving up because most of the bets are flying on us, and the line moved from 4.5 to now. It went from 4 to 4.5 to 5 to 5.5. Vegas is telling you guys something in this one. Like Vegas told us in the Texas game, the way that line was shifting, it was saying, we think Texas is going to end up winning this game. This one is saying the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Line is on us, money's on us. The line's moving up.
Yep.
We should win by double digits.
If Mateer plays similar to the way that he played against Auburn and Michigan, they'll win this one by double digits, just like they won those. Because we read the stats to you last segment. This South Carolina offense is not good, and it's not as good as Auburn's, which is pretty crazy considering Auburn's offense is pretty bad. So a lot of it just contain Lanorris Sellers, and you'll be in pretty good shape. This one comes from Be Sooner 2115. He says, it was a blip. I believe they can bounce back. Unlike last year, I'm staying positive. He goes on to say that BV has the defense humming. I'm sure Arbuckle is feeling the pressure. He'll come up with something.
And that's the thing I've been talking about, right? That's the thing that I'm looking at when it comes to this game is I feel bad for Brent Venables. I mean, it's unfortunate that, of course, they're his hires, but he just haven't had the offensive guy to match his defense yet. Yeah. Right? Like it takes longer for a defense to get as stout as you need it in order to be successful. The biggest difference, I put it this way, and some people have pointed out Indiana and how they've been playing ball. I don't know if a lot of y'all realize this, but when Kurt Signetti left James Madison to go to Indiana, he brought a lot of his players with him. He did not go solo and use the players that was there. He didn't walk in and use the ingredients that was provided. He brought his own. Similar to what Dion did. He brought his own luggage, and it was Louis. And that's how you saw a difference in the way they played. BV came here and didn't let a single Clemson player follow him. That makes the job a lot harder when you're working with everybody else's players and you're trying to weed out and figure out who's the players that match best with the way your defense is set.
Yeah.
Now he's gotten it. You've seen it. Each year it's gotten better. And this year we are tops for a reason because we now have a roster full of his dudes with a sprinkle of supplements that he has been trying to add to it. The defense should be stout this year. It should be even more stout next year, which is really crazy to say. It should be more stout next year because the secondary is going to be even more because we got corners that are ours that are now healthy.
Yeah.
The defense is going to be there. The question is going to be, can he find an OC that can provide him the offense that's needed? That's all we're asking for at this point is, can he get an OC that can do it?
Yep. Yeah, and can they rebuild the offensive line in such a way that they can actually get a run game going?
Yeah, and stop getting a whole bunch of transfers. We kind of need to stop. We need our own dudes.
Yeah,
like
really do.
And we need our own dudes to actually develop. We've got a whole bunch of transfers. Think about it. Look at the line. 3 of the linemen on there are transfers, and you have a true freshman.
Yep. Yeah, and Heath Ozida, who was kind of a unheralded offensive lineman out of the Pacific Northwest. So this one, I bought into the hype. Not anymore. I'm done with that, and I've become a skeptic until proven otherwise.
I know 5-1, man. It makes it easy to be skeptical. I totally agree. 5-1 will do that to you.
I think people, and I probably did this myself. I put way too much stock in Florida beating Texas. You know, that was one of those like we knew was a possibility going into the season, but because Florida was kind of stinkier than what we thought they were going to be. We thought they were going to be pretty good. They were not very good the first 4 games of the season. They actually showed up for the Texas game. That maybe recalibrated our expectations for Texas, but it shouldn't have. Like the defense is good. And again, I said it last week, like this Texas team could beat Oklahoma. I'd still picked Oklahoma, but was not necessarily surprised by the outcome, except I was surprised by John Machir throwing 3 interceptions and giving up a punt return touchdown. So like, I get that people are disappointed and frustrated and all that. There's still a lot to believe in for this team.
The funny thing is that, John, no matter what this team does, you're going to have fans like this that's going to say, I'm going to be a skeptic until otherwise. Oh, yeah. That's fine. And if this team goes 10-2, they're going to still say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Both losses will say, oh, I can't believe in this team. And then there's a very good chance this team can finish 10-2 because they're built to do that. They just got to stop making stupid mistakes. And if they do that, then everybody's going to be like, well, I'm still going to be super skeptical. Like I said, I don't blame you for being skeptical. I just say don't ever buy into the hype then. And then don't complain or don't jump on the train whenever they get really good. Stick to one side of the lane when it comes to the way this team is.
Well,
you've got to remember, we've got a new OC again. Like BV's had the fortunateness that his first OC gets a new job. They try to keep continuity to keep the quarterback. That was not a good idea. The quarterback's gone, and he's looking just like the same dude at the other school. I mean, that was your old OC's recruit. So that tells you something right there, right? You had to fire an OC and bring in another one who's brought his quarterback who's been good, but I told you, he's going to be a gunslinger. He's going to turn the ball over. That is how he plays. But he's also a leader. He will put the team on his back, and he will carry you to wins. You got to take the good with the bad. It sucks. I get it. But you got to temper your expectations and understand that, you know, things are going to be fluid. But for the most part, because the defense is as good as it is, we still should be able to win games that we need to win. We should be able to grind out every single one of these games left on the schedule.
There's big opportunities for Oklahoma. This one I just thought was a good one. If I could quote the great gunslinger from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I've got a bad feeling about this.
I don't know why. I don't have it. We can't.
Listen, I'll quote the great Jedi Obi-Wan and say, that's not a moon. I don't know.
That ad is hilarious, by the way. That's a lot of letters and stuff.
I can't even try. It's like KR
It's like a radio
radio.
station with
Yeah.
like other radio stations on top of the radio station. Crazy
That's
radio.
right. Maybe everywhere he ever worked. No, listen, it's not looking promising right now because you just lost a game. But let's go back and remember what we think about this team. Really, really good defense and an offense that just has to be good enough. The offense wasn't good enough last week. Your defense was good enough last week. Mm-hmm. If your offense had only just one interception, you have a much better chance to win that game. If your offense can put up one touchdown on the board, you have a better chance to win that game. Jovantae plays even just a little bit more efficiently, you have a better chance to win that game. So it's not all lost. And again, that might be the best defense you see the rest of the year.
100%. That's most likely the best one you're going to see the rest of the year. The rest of them are good at giving up plays, giving up yards, giving up everything you need. You should be able to take advantage of it. And again, buckle up, buckle down, go out there, pull up them bootstraps, and win this football game.
And these final 6 games are not for the faint of heart. Last one here.
Nope.
I'm very confident and ready for South Carolina. This one is from John I. South.
Good job.
Yeah.
Proud of you,
Not
John.
me. This is not my burner.
Yeah, proud of you, John.
That's quite optimistic.
The other John is very optimistic, and I appreciate that. I say this. Just pick one side. If you're going to say skeptical, be skeptical. And I have no problem with you being skeptical. Just understand. I'm going to say, stay skeptical.
I mean, there's a lot of people in this world in their fandom where it's championship or bust. And if you don't win a championship, then the season was a failure. And that's the way that they want to operate. And I hear you. I see you. That's not realistic.
Yeah, and it's not how I operate either. It's I know what we're dealing with, and I understand it. And so,
context.
It's nothing wrong with having some nuance in your bowl of cereal.
Yeah, it's exactly how I can continue to be a Dallas Cowboys fan for the most part.
I don't know why you do it to yourself.
I don't know either. Jay,
hey, I've been a Bucs fan since they were terrible in the 90s, but hey, their jerseys were my favorite.
I say fan. I don't watch a lot of Dallas Cowboys games anymore because like football is for Saturdays now, and then Sundays is for the kids. So,
fair point.
Anyway. But hey, prediction time. We kind of shared our predictions on the crossover edition with Chris Marler. But Jay, let's remind everybody, what's your prediction for this game?
I've kind of upped my number on this one. I'm feeling a lot more confident. I'm thinking 24-14. Sooners win by double digits. And I actually think we may go over the 3.5.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm still kind of sticking at 20-16. I think Lanorris could hit them for a big play and get a touchdown, but I think they'll hold them to field goals. Otherwise, because this defense is really good at holding teams to field goals. But I also think that Oklahoma is going to get multiple touchdowns on the board at least. And hey, I would love it if they go ahead and get like 3 or 4, put up 35 points in this one, actually have like a breakout performance offensively.
24-10 would be even better. The shutout would warm my heart.
It would. What's a bold prediction you have for this one?
Bold prediction: we run for 100 yards with
like
one running
player
back.
Does. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Like I felt kind of weird having that in my mind, but since you said it, I was gonna think it too. Yeah.
Even boldest, we have 2 100-yard rushers, Jovantae and a running back.
Yeah, that's even bolder. Let me go with Javonnie Gibson's first touchdown reception of the season. And Taylor Wine, he's going to have another great game. That dude has just been playing on fire all season long. He's kind of been the unsung hero of the defense a little bit with like R. Mason and Jaden Jackson and Grayson Halton and David Stone getting a lot of praise. But Taylor Wine, that dude has been awesome. And he's going to have another big game. Anything else you want to say about Oklahoma versus South Carolina?
Let's get it.
Go enjoy Sandstorm. Go enjoy Williams-Brice Stadium for those of you who are going to be there. Hey, be on the lookout for old friend of the show, Alex Staracco. She's going to be out there looking for some OU tailgates to participate in. So if you see her, welcome her in. Make sure you give her a beverage and a snack and get her well hydrated for the game. But that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, on YouTube. You can follow me at John 9 Williams or read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. Oh, and hey, thank you so much for helping us get to 15,000 subscribers. You all are phenomenal. It's because of you, and you guys are the best. And we thank you for your support
long time
here on this show. And we cannot wait to continue to provide big things and great content for you as we go. But until next time, he's Jay. I'm John. Boomer
Sooner.